What is going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is Monday evening here. Very hot Monday, by the way, but we are back in the shop. We've got some more work to do on the dually, a couple last little parts, and then this thing is gonna be fired up. So you guys know this thing has been hanging around in the background. The answer is yes. The answer is just yes. That's all I can say. There's just certain things I can't broadcast, but the answer is yes. So we got a last couple little parts, then we're gonna be firing this thing up. You guys know that we got our Banks intercooler on there. We finished up the intercooler piping on the passenger side. Our head studs are done. Our exhaust tip is done. That's right, just the tip.
That's what she said.
And like I said, couple last little parts and this thing is going to fire up. That is the goal for this evening. I know it's not a whole lot of parts, but it is still probably going to take a whole evening to wrap up all this little stuff. All right, first up, wire loom. No, first up, we have this little magical switch here. This little magical switch you can like turn in a couple different positions. Apparently it gives you a couple little more horsepowers. So we got to install this. We got to install that switch and woo! Boys, look at this. Look at that.
Oh, would you look at that?
We had this thing powder coated. This thing looks beautiful. This thing may or may not be going on here, so we got to take care of that. We do still have to situate the intercooler piping on the driver's side of the engine. That has not been done yet. We do have one thing in the P.O. box that has been, I got to open that. We got to open that. But those are the couple little parts that we are going to install tonight to finish up all of the maintenance on the dually, and we'll be good to go. Alrighty, like I said, first up, we're gonna open up this thing from the P.O. box. P.O. box, if you guys wanna send anything, always down in the description. The packing slip had a little note from our man Eric. It says, Greg, you should know what this is for. Looked like you had a reducer fitting on yours and figured it'd be better to have one piece without the reducer, less chance of leaks. I hope I know what you're talking about because I don't know what you're talking about right now. Got a lot of things with a lot of fittings. So we need to open this up, see what kind of fitting we have here. Oh boy, look at this. All right, so here's the fitting that we have. Let me open it up here. This is the fitting that we have. All right. See, this, you guys always get me with this stuff. You guys see something in a video, you send it. It could have been a video like a week or two ago, and now I have to really think what this is for. I figured I was going to open this and know exactly. Greg, you should know what this is for. I'm trying to think here. I don't know. Eric, I thank you very much. Leave me a comment down below. Send me an email. Send up smoke signals. Send a pigeon. Anything. Send me. This is for something. It'll probably hit me later this evening while I'm like editing this video. Right now, I have no idea what this is for, but thank you very much. All right, onward we go. All right, so the first thing I think that we are going to tackle here is installing our magical switch here. I believe I am going to put it right here. I already snapped this out. There's this little panel right here where I think this switch would go nicely. I'm not really a huge fan of like putting it right, obviously kind of right in any of this area. If I want to switch it to a little bit better spot, this panel is probably pretty easy to actually it probably doesn't cost as much as, you know, drilling through something like here. I really don't want to drill holes anywhere, but I figured probably a cheap, easy little plastic piece would be better than anywhere else. So this piece sits right here. We're going to put that switch right in there, and then the best place, let me go grab the light. All right, so peeking under our dash here just a little bit on the firewall, looking at places to run the wires through into the engine bay. Now normally right here on your left hand side right there, that is your, you know, gear selector cable that goes down to your transmission, the shifter cable, if you will. I really don't like poking holes through that. Up here, you can see right up here, seeing that this truck is a automatic, not a manual, that is usually where your clutch pedal would go through. Now there's a little blank little dummy plate there, which usually comes out pretty nice with a rubber grommet. You can poke a hole right through there, drill a nice small hole, and utilize that for all your wiring into the engine bay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off those two nuts from the studs, and that'll pull out from the engine bay. I'll go show you that now. That's where we're going to run the wires through. That's usually the cleanest spot. So we're going in. Here is your master cylinder. There's your battery. If you look back directly right above your steering shaft, there's that little cover plate that I was talking about. If this thing would ever focus, probably not. There it is. So that is where we're gonna run the wires right through the engine. That'll take care of our switch install. Then we're gonna go ahead and jump over to our intake horn, situate this intake pipe here, get that all bolted down and situated. Let's stop talking, let's get to working. Alrighty, got the Banks Monster Ram horn all set up, got all of the ports that we will not be using, got these all capped off here on the back side as well. These are all good to go. So the horn is pretty much done, ready to install. We also went ahead and got our switch placed in this little cover piece here. That's all tightened down, ready to go. 5 positions of fun. Got the back all smooth so the back sits flush with the back. Now, this is exactly why I mentioned drilling through a inexpensive piece on the truck. So I originally, when it was out of the truck, I thought this piece sat like that. I'm like, all right, I'd rather have it a little bit more towards the front of the dash. Drilled it right there, got everything prepped, and then go figure the piece sits like this. Stupid mistake on my part, but now the switch is going to be a little bit more towards the right than the left. But if I ever wanted to switch this, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe from the Dodge dealer, this thing probably cost $100 when I'm thinking it costs 15. But if we ever want to switch it, or we want to get rid of this switch or put this back, I would rather prefer to drill in an inexpensive piece of interior rather than this thing, which is probably very expensive. So the switch is ready to go. We just got to run the wires. We got to undo our little piece on the firewall, and then we are going to keep moving along, guys. Alrighty, people, remember, wire loom is your friend. So we got all of the wires completely loomed, stuffed it through our little hole here, got the hole drilled in the little cover plate, just kind of show you guys how tight everything is. Nice tight seal. So what we're going to do is we are going to fish it through the cab here into the engine, and then the switch will be pretty much good to go. The nice thing about this switch is you can kind of see they give you these prong little pigtails, whatever you want to call them, man, these Deutz end connectors, and then they give you the connector. All you got to do is basically like the Morimoto fog lights, and they even color code them. Now, all you people out there, I know that you people are smart. Here we go. Michael's going to love this. He loves this stuff. Red, black, white. Okay, where does the white one go? I have no idea. They didn't label the white one. Okay, anyway, you get the point. Shove them through. You'll hear them click. Good to go. They do that so you can run it through the firewall a little bit nicer, so you don't have to run this big connector through there. So we're getting there. We're getting there, boys. All right, so we did remove this little kick panel here. You can see our wire run right through there, ready to go up into our firewall area here. Little kick panel plate. Boom, 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 boom. And there's the switch. Five, all the time. Like I said, I really kind of wanted it more up here, but that is honestly probably the easiest thing to change out of this whole thing. So if we want to get another piece, we'll just get another one, drill a hole right here, move that out. But it is good for now, seeing that we want to move ahead. Well, guys, here we are again. 9:40, phone's about to die. What have we gotten done? You could tell by my voice we've hit a couple roadblocks. So we got the switch in. Switch went, you know, swimmingly. Everything tucked up underneath here, nice. Everything is good. Switch is in, completely done. Got it all wrapped up. Let me try and show you guys back in here. Here we go. Come on, focus. There we go. Nice, neat, tidy. Can't even tell. Went to go ahead and get our Banks Monster Ram on there. That went awesome. Got the bolts kind of loosely in there. Went to go ahead and line up our driver's side intercooler pipe, which I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, the passenger side kicked my butt. This side was gonna be easier. Went in easier, started doing the clamps, and oh my gosh, I've been fighting with this thing for like, oh man, it gotta be at least going on an hour and a half. Let me show you guys what I'm working with. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's the frame rail. There's the you know, the fan shroud, and here is your big old steering box. So you can kind of see, I never showed you guys underneath here. This is the other side, which went pretty well. I was able to get my hands around here, kind of scoot this boot down. Didn't really go too bad adjusting this one when we were working on Andy's truck. So this one went well. It was just kind of interesting getting the pipe in this position with all of the AC lines and the trans lines. So this pipe actually went in a lot easier. I was able to feed it down in here easy. Had a hard time getting my hands up in there to scooch the boot down. And mind you, again, we're going on the they do tell you to put the boots in before you put the intercooler in. So this is pretty much blaming the engineer who thought it was a great idea to make everything this tight, and Greg the idiot who didn't follow the instructions. But anyway, I'm not complaining, I'm not blaming, I'm just letting you know where we're at. But it's a pain to get these clamps on. What I was end up doing is going over here, and you can kind of see, you can kind of get your fingers in over here. What I probably should have done, and the guys down in Florida, AJ and Evan, they're probably laughing at me because they told me to take the bumper off. I'm thinking if I take this fender liner out, you guys, hey, by the way, Evan, AJ, send me a message. Let me know what the easiest way to do this is, but I'm not taking my bumper off. So I think I might take this fender liner out. You can kind of get in here. The top clamp, I figured out the best way to get. I think I can have it kind of point out. I think I can have it kind of point out towards the fender liner out this way. I can clamp that pretty easy. This bottom one, it's just hard. Like, you ever try to put a zip tie on with one hand because you can't get both hands up in there? That's what I'm doing with these clamps. I'm trying to squeeze them together and get the stud and the clamp. I mean, I'm rambling. I know. I apologize. I apologize, boys. But man, I haven't had dinner. I stink. We need more time. We need more time to do these things, boys. The way I'm chalking up tonight is I'm saying that you win some and you lose some, and tonight we definitely took that L. We took that loss for sure. So we got the switch installed, and we got the Banks Monster Ram halfway installed, and lo and behold, these intercooler pipes will be the death of me. But again, it's kind of just like the 12 valve. The 12 valve, I'm learning as we're going, especially with some of the pump stuff. Things just are taking me a little bit longer, which makes these videos a little bit more choppy instead of like, hey, let's just put an exhaust on. Sure, that's easy. I've done that a million times. Like, I can pretty much knock that out. That makes for a pretty fluent video. These things that I haven't really done quite a bit are tending to kick me in the butt, especially work's been a little bit later, so I haven't been able to get over here till like maybe 5, 6 o'clock. So 6 to 10, 3 or 4, Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm not gonna say I apologize. It is what it is. Sometimes this is what happens. Anyway, boys, that's going to do it. I love you guys. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't already. We will be back. This thing will eventually fire back up. We have things to do, places to go, things to haul. The 05 will be leaving shortly to go somewhere else. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.